I knew you would say, I knew it would have something to do with the carbohydrates. Garlic, I wasn't expecting garlic to hear garlic. I thought you might say, oh, a homemade loaf of bread or something, or piece of bread, because that would do the same. That absolutely.
Yeah, so I probably more than anybody else have I just don't have a place for carbohydrates, uh, and I guess you could call it an aversion. It's, I went from before I heard about paleo, I'd just been eating standard American diet. Then I went paleo, cut out carbs, and then I went from carbs to keto. Even lower amounts of carbohydrates, and then from keto, I went to carnivore, which is zero carbohydrates, or very, very low. You still can get carbohydrates, particularly if you consume milk, which is a dairy, animal product, but it has lactose in it, and or even liver. Liver has glycogen, so there's carbohydrates in liver. A lot of people aren't aware of it, but so I don't have any milk. I do not drink milk. I ferment it into kefir, and so I eat fermented cheese, but I don't have a place for carbohydrates in my diet. So I'm probably in our country. I'm probably right at the top for the least amount of carbohydrates consumed by Americans. My name would be at that list. And what I have noticed is that as I eliminate carbohydrates, the better I got. I mean, it was a continuum. There was a inverse relationship between carbohydrates and health. And I'd like to also make mention of feelings. So a lot of people feel like they need carbs because they just feel better when they're on carbs. And my quip, my response to that sometimes is, well, if you enjoy the feeling of carbs, you really ought to give heroin a try. So what I mean by that is we have to be careful about what tintillates, what satisfies our feelings, because we can be drawn into something that is problematic. So yes, it is not a surprise that people would feel better on carbohydrates loaded with the energy, but it's the subsequent less discernible and more insidious consequence to the carbohydrate consumption that they ought to be more vigilant to, and they tend to not see. So carbohydrates, I think, end up diminishing over a period of time your physiological state and your overall performance. At the age of 59, have never been stronger. I can do more pull-ups than I've ever been able to do, more push-ups than I've ever been able to do at the age of 59. I perform better in everything, with the one exception probably is sprinting. I have not returned to probably as fast as I could sprint when I was 16 or 19 years old, but I can still out sprint. Let's see, I got 6. I can still out sprint 4 of my family members. At least 3 of my children, two my 16-year-old son and my 21-year-old son can run faster than me, but the rest of the kids I can still out sprint. So the point is, I don't think I'd be able to perform in that kind of level where I still still consuming carbohydrates. So I track today as a self-avowed health and performance optimizing physician. I track my performance very, very attentively, and I watch how I perform and evaluate my health. And I think carb avoidance is a critical part of my strategy to optimize humans.